pleasant evening to one and all. The goal is to turn data into information and information into insight, says Carly Fiorina, former CEO of HP. Data is the diamond that the modern world pursues. I happily welcome you all to an educative webinar on data science for juvenile engineers. I request the audience to kindly mute their audio and disable their video. Question session will be at last. And I welcome Mr. M. Praveen Kumar, MSc in Applied Modeling and Quantitative Methods, Trent University, Canada. He worked as a business analyst at Accenture Chennai and received Outstanding Client Support Award in 2018. He has good knowledge in industry information systems, CIA Portal, and Delta PLC. We are happy to have you here, sir. Over to you.
Thanks a lot. And that's a quite good introduction about me. Thank you. And I want to check whether I'm audible and do you all visible to me?
Yes, sir, you're audible and you're visible.
You're audible now.
Yeah, I'm visible to you, right? Thanks. So I could see a lot of 18 are starting roll numbers over there. Like I guess you guys were of second year, I think so. And about me, I'm Praveen Kumar Marichami. I joined PSG in robotics automation in the year 2012, and I'm the second batch of our department. And give me a second. I just want to make sure connections are good. Yeah. So I'm the second batch of our PhD robotics and automation engineering department, and you know that's a batch. You know, when we were about to join the college, it's gonna be very uncertain moments where we don't know about what is robotics, and at the time, you know, a famous movie of Rajinikanth also released, and people were asking, oh my God, you joined robotics? Yeah, that's a good department. Do you know how we know that department? You know, I don't know. I saw the movie last week, and I just didn't go there. I don't know about anything about the department. So when we came to the college the first day of of PhD tech, I there was a meeting with the H my career destination further, and I had placement of the core companies as well. I attended interviews outside with the reference from the PhD robotics department. That is quite experiences, you know. You as a second year, I would say, like, you have a lot of time and a lot of uh, uh, duration for you to prepare and get ready for your final year wars, I would say. Yeah. So coming to the data science, this data science program is a little different from robotics. And when Prabharan sir was asked me to take a session on robotics, I said, what I can take, it's completely a different program. But when I was thinking, there's some similarities between this robotics program as well as the data science. That most of the, I think you might not know about the data mining techniques where which is called machine learning in robotics. I think you will be studying in third and fourth year final years. So this program data science has a quite common uh, common syllabus like uh, machine learning, artificial intelligence, as well in getting a good insights from the data. So we'll talk about it later. And I don't want to stress more on the technical side of the data science and big data technologies. I just give you an overview of what is happening over there, and this gonna be the very bird's eye of data science and big data career. And I'll start with my presentation now. I'll just present my screen. Spare me for a moment.
ஆடிபிள் இல்லைண்ணா, இப்போ ஆடிபிள் இல்லைண்ணா.
Yeah, now I'm audible.
Yes, now
Yes,
you're
no,
audible.
audible now.
I'm very sorry, guys, for the delay. I'm just sharing my screen, but after sharing my screen, I couldn't able to turn on my microphone. I don't know what is happening behind with the Google one. Give me a moment, please. I really apologize for the delay. So I'm just presenting now. Presenting my entire screen. Can show the screen. Yeah. Can you able to see my screen?
Yes, no, visible now.
Yeah. Thank God. Thank God. So coming to the data science part, uh, like before data science part, I would like to give some word like the one happy conclusion. This is the word which given by one of our senior who was in who is in now in IRS service, the civil service, Indian Revenue Service. Like what this word actually means is like when you guys, most of the guys in the second year, when you go for the final year, you'll have a job within your hand. Like say for example in the third year end and starting of your fourth year, a lot of companies will come for PhD for the recruitment, but you'll be in a confusion like whether to go for the job or want to go for the civil state services exam, or you want to go to higher studies abroad, or to do MTech in India, uh, and you want to do for MBA, banking sectors, entrepreneurship. A lot of confusions over there when you are in the fourth year, believe me. And that will not be a confusion step for you. It's gonna be the happy conclusion for you. Why I was saying this is a happy conclusion is like you have a job in your hand and you can take a step forward. Look beyond, I would say it look beyond your opportunities, what you can do uh, in your life further. Always look for the long term. If you consider to the other colleges, the many people, many students will struggle to getting a job, but the PhD is a very great platform, is giving you a lot of opportunities inside the college where you can easily grab one. But believe me, once you step out to the college, it's gonna be a hell. A lot of grads. The stats, right? Better than me in India. So a lot of students will be like competing with you. So always do a calculative move in deciding your career. So rather than the confusion step, that you'll be in a happy conclusion where you have a job and you can look for opportunities beyond your job. So that's what I that that was a step that I took in my career. Like I had a job, I went for the job, but after 2 years, after acquiring the knowledge what the software was and what is the market outside and what are the management skills I need to acquire, what are the technical skills I need to take with me to grow further. So when i when I realized like, okay, this is the end, this is the time that I want to look beyond the career, beyond what are the opportunities that the company has offered, I went for the higher studies. So always try to get everything in your college. be it an internship or be it any training, using the lab facilities in the college. Make use of it wisely. So this is what I explained before. So data science. This is a very technical definition of data science, where it's interdisciplinary field where you will be come across with a lot of algorithms and methods, data pipelines, processes, and uh, basically you are doing all these calculations with the help of a data. So this is very very generic technical definition from the Wikipedia. And data science is always related to the data mining, deep learning, and big data technologies as well. So what is a data? This is a very 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 important one. So you know uh, when I was preparing the slide, I came across a vadivel joke. இசை எங்க எங்க இசை இருக்கு எல்லா இடத்துலயும். So likewise, even if you scribble something and if you throw the paper, and if a data scientist or some guy with good machine learning, like, take the paper and what he can feed the data as a test data in CNN, that is convolution neural network, on what actually you are about to mean and what kind of personality you are, that you can take it these days. The technology is so advanced. So data is everywhere. Data is everywhere. If you are going for a shopping, if you do transactions, that is a data. If you join a college, a student record is a data. So the scientists and the researcher, they want a metrics to classify the data. So they came across with three parts, three subdivisions of the data. One is structured data, unstructured data, and semi-structured data. So I will show you what is what, and later in the slide we can talk about more in detail how to do analytics out of this data. So disappointed, yeah. So this is a data where you can see all the rows and columns present, as simple as possible. That in Excel you can see all the rows and columns, right? So this is a data. This is a structured data. So this is a proper way of doing things, but in real world, this is not going to be the chance given to you to analyze something. And this, you can see the JSON example over here. Most of the data in the world will be available with the JSON format. The JSON format is nothing but the JavaScript format. So most of the websites, if you are doing scraping in the sense if you're extracting some information from the websites, so you will get a lot of Java kind of scripting messages you will get, the data you will get. So those are the JSON data. So most of the data is available, the semi-structured one. And the last one, this one is this unstructured data one. The unstructured data one's a log data. I don't think like you might came across with the log data, but unstructured data is like the clumsy data. So how you are extracting the information out of these three types of data is what is called data science. And if you're doing analytics on top of it, it's called the analytics part. So believe me, these one, if you take any data science, if you take any, if you are if you in future if you want to become a data scientist or machine learning engineer or data analyst jobs, you will face with these three datas only. Other than these three, there are datas which is like picture image processing techniques that you will be learning in your I think in your third year and your fourth year of your coursework. So if you take any data in the world, it will fall into these three categories. And yeah, so what is my motivation factor when I was talking with our say webinar coordinator Danush? He is also telling me, he was also asking me why you chose this field. He was asking the last day. So why I chose the data science from robotics? So when I was in the fourth year of my study, I got a placement opportunity into Accenture. So I joined Accenture. I didn't have a second thought of going anywhere because I wanted to be in the management side as well as in the uh, technical side in my future. So I I didn't have a second thought of joining any other companies or looking any other opportunities, I just joined Accenture after my fourth year. So there, I was given a chance to perform as automation analyst. So automation analyst, in the sense, it's not the automation that you have studied. We have studied in the BTech, but it's quite relevant to what we have studied. It's kind of software automation where I need to write scripts to test the quality of the software, to test the performance of the software, whether if the load is high, how the software is behaving, all those kind of stuff. The core technical stuff I was doing in my previous company. And I had a chance once working with the business analyst where I was doing some management role. The business analysts, what they usually do is, like, they will take the requirements from the client, they talk with the clients, they will analyze the markets, they will look for more, they will create more opportunities in the software. They are the main pillars of making the project successful and going it as a long term by analyzing the market and implementing as a software. So I was talking with most of the clients and what they want in their field. Say for example, I was working for a client where it's a logistics clients. So you know that Maersk is a very big carrier for transporting the containers from one place to another in the world. So I was working for the Maersk client. So they were looking for a software where everything needs to get automated. If I'm a guy who wants to book a shipment from one place to another place, I will book a shipment and it become a contract, and after 3 years they will do the shipment. So they were predicting what will be the prices for the next month. Say for example, if I want to ship from Chennai to San Francisco today, may say for example it's $100 for the shipment if you're shipping, and I have to predict what will be the price I can fix the next month so that the company can earn the profits. So I was quite a long time working with those kind of technologies. Basically, they were doing in the Excel. I was quite uh, interested in that part, so I thought of joining a postgraduate program. So to bridge a gap between what I have studied, what I'm going to do in the future. So I studied business analytics a lot, and I did some cool projects. I worked in those fields, and later I applied for universities to upskill my knowledge in technical as well as in the management side. So that's a different story. How I'll tell you later, like how why I chose Canada and how I landed up over here in data and big data analytics field. So this was a motivation factor, starting from the Accenture to what now I am, what I am now. So data science, why people are going for data science these days is to make smarter decisions. Like for example, it helps you to take decisions in for the management people. If you are a CEO or if you are a director of the company, and if you want, say for example, I need to test this one. I have an idea of building our business. I have an idea of going forward. I want to make some profits. So I have an insight of this one. Say for example, uh, this is my strategy that I am going to implement in the next coming years. So as a data scientist, what I can do is, like, I will analyze on the past data, and I can predict the future markets, and I will tell to the guy who's giving the insight, like, yeah, guy, yeah, man, that's cool idea, and I can tell you this idea will work for 60% to 70%. Or I can tell, like, nowhere it can take you anywhere. The idea that you had might be failed. So always data science is a supporting platform for making decisions for the higher level management people. And as I said before, the prediction analytics to predict outcomes. What prediction? Like today, say for example, uh, my friend is opening a retail shop in Coimbatore, and uh, his business is going well, but he wants to predict like what will be the sales of the next month so that I can make proper reserves in my store. So he is coming to me as a data analyst, and he was asking, let's predict something. Yeah. So I will give you the prediction like, yeah, next for the next month your sales gonna be like this, so better you can stock these items in your store. So that is what it means, like predictive analytics to predict outcomes and analyzing market trends, and well, like how the market is changing, how in COVID situation, especially the people who came to the college, who was coming to the college and taking the seminars, conferences for you guys, but now became upside down, like taking everything in the webinars. So so according to the, a lot of technologies will be coming on improving the customer experience, the audience experience, in terms of webinar. So the market trends, we need to analyze the market trends, what's going to be the future of a particular technology. And as I said, before, testing ideas, like you are helping the CEOs, and you're helping the upper management to decide whether that idea what you're proposing can implement in a company or not. So these are the ways that data science is going to help uh, in a big organization. So I would say data science is kind of technical, 40% technical, and 60% management role that you are going to do. So why data science is so popular these days? Why people are talking about data science? So why? That's even a guy who studied hospitality management can come to data science. So why? What is the reason behind it? That's the big question I think having in everyone's mind. So I will tell you the answer. Why is it? You know, data is available everywhere. People are generating a lot of data. Say for example, today I'm creating a lot of data, and you guys are creating a lot of. How you're creating the data? Like if you're opening the FB, where you're opening the FB, say for example, either you're opening in Coimbatore or Karur or somewhere, it also matters to that company. So that is also a data which is you are giving to the company called Facebook. So a lot of data are creating in the back end, a lot of data, and people are needed to analyze and improve the user experience and improve the profitability to the company. More skilled people are needed in these times. Data are there, but less number of skilled people are there in the market to do that. And the biggest thing for making this data science is so popular is, all the technologies and all the applications that you're going to use is of freeware. Everything is freeware. You need to download it and you just use it. So because this entire big data solutions came from the uh, Google search engine paper. So this is the child paper of the Google search engine one. So they made it everything open. So if you want to learn data science, you can learn without joining a university as well. But there will be some pain areas where you need to look into it. So that you can't get when you are learning without a proper platform. That we will discuss later in the coming slides. So as I said, why it's so popular, data science can be implemented in any industries, take it. Even if you can implement data science in your next shop, the next shop near to your home. So that level you can take the data science into it, consider considering into it. So manufacturing industry, manufacturing industry that we all are familiar with. uh, our PAG itself is having a good pump industry inside the college. So they were also creating a lot of data by integrating stuffs like, if a manufacturing is there will be a lot of sensors attached to a product, and uh, um, the employees who are working, so their meal time, their punch out time, how much productivity they are doing. So all these kind of stats and all these kind of analytics you can do in manufacturing industry. Same retail industry is you can talk about retail in this retail itself a big domain where data science is going to a game changer. I would say a game changer one. And the retail, the Walmart is the top one Fortune 500 company in the world. And during the recession, the only company which sustained is Walmart. How? With the help of the data science. They predicted the market. They were able to predict this is going to be happen after 2 years, and how we have to revamp or how we have to change the business strategies in a very quick time. They implemented, and they were successful in the recession times as well. So retail. So when talking about the retail industry, what change the data science uh, can do is like, say for you if you're going into the retail, say for example you are going to a supermarket in Coimbatore, and you are seeing you were first seeing an aisle where the products were placed. So the first thing you catch, your attention is like, okay, this product. So that product will keep remembering on your mind. That will be infused by the data scientists. They will decide where to place the product. Each and every product is important for making a profit for the company. So they will decide which product that you need to buy. It's a very funny thing. Like in coming years, you won't decide which product you want to buy. The company will decide which product you want to take it. So that's gonna be the case scenario. It's not long. It's coming in the very near future. So next is the financial sector. So financial sector, how this field is usual is like predicting the stock prices, predicting the country's GDP itself, and whatever the financial and banking is. They were having a separate department of. They were dedicated. They were spending a lot of money into this field, especially to boost up their businesses. And I think you guys heard about the analytics. I'm not sure about the company, Analytics Cambridge. No, some company in UK. They were doing the analytics for the BJP, where they were making more. They were involved in making Modi a popular image in the past elections. So analytics over there as well in politics and in travel industry. Yeah, predicting the prices of the airline tickets, uh, how much fuel that it consume, and how to reduce the package of uh, the tourist, and giving a better experience. So basically, it's like optimization. So there are a lot of industries out there, and data science is a single field, and it's a field like robotics and automation, and you can apply in a lot of industries around you. Take it for manufacturing, retail, finance sector, travel industry. So if you learn data science, if you know the knowledge about how to do stuff, you can you can get an opportunities in many sectors. So that is why data science is so popular these days. Yeah, coming back to I will tell you some technical details. If you have any doubt in that, just ask me. uh, I will clarify to my best. And as I told you, the structured data having proper rows and columns. So this is a proper structured data where, say for example, if you're going for retail supermarket and you are getting a bill, your records will be there in their backend database system. So for structured data, Oracle is one of the best vendor for providing backend services. So this is the software where whatever you are purchasing, it will be counted over here. And how to get information from those databases is like C++ language. This has a special language called structured query language, the query language. So if you give the product price, manufacturer, where price is 100, you will get. So this part, uh, you know, the the analysts were doing it before. uh, giving a bell, making it, storing it in a database, and very simple querying things, how to retrieve the data from the databases. But the analytics part, you can see visualization. You can see in visual like how my sales, where I need to improve and where I need to uh, invest money. So that the analytics part which help you in the businesses these days. So this is how you can visualize things. uh, Leave this is all the Python codes which I wrote, and you can see the chart where I can see like where my businesses went up and down. This you can compare and you can make a quality decision, I would say. So I will give you a quick review of a project which I did the last month for the Belgium Rail. I did the project with one of the data scientists in Tata Consulting Services in India. So my goal today is to give an overview of what is the data and how you can what are the possibilities of doing analytics with the data. That's going to be the agenda for today. So yeah, so this data uh, was given by the Belgium Rail in Belgium, and most of the data were in French. So these are the insights which I took with the data. It's a very structured data. So it has rows and columns, and it's a very structured one. And taking uh, insights from the structured one is very easy than the unstructured one. So which month has the more number of delays, and what major causes for the maximum delay, and reasons for the delay, and which location. So I just made some coding and some visualization graph. You can see here, like in February 2020, there was a peak in delays. And if we were searching for the reason, obviously it's gonna be the reason for the COVID is one of the top reasons for making this delay. So minimum average delay, why? What is the reason for this delay? It's all in French, so even I didn't have able to understand what is things. But you can do the analytics at any kind of data that they have provided for me. So these are the possibilities that you can do, and you can present to the clients where you can tell like to the client that this is where you need to improve your services, kind of insight you can give to for a better rail service. So this is a small project I gave for the Belgium rail. And when uh, when looking into robotics and automation, like you guys were familiar with sensors and Internet of Things these days, even a car has a lot of sensors. Then more, they're reducing the more number of reducing the moving mechanical parts in a car, and everything is going to be automated, and more number of electrical devices are going to be the fitting in the car. So these ones are giving a lot of information to the data scientist and the people who really want to do the analytics part. So you guys are also a contributor of data in a very large manner. So you can see like 3.6 million of uh, photos are shared in every minute in Instagram. Like these are the known applications for us. And there is a one scenario I like to discuss with you when how the data science really helped in reducing the accidents in UK. So that was a use case where they implemented a lot of sensors, say for example, door sensors, brake sensors, and a lot of sensor they installed in a car for, say for example, 100 cars, and they released in the market. The drivers were using the car everywhere. Even if engine starts, it gonna give you millions of records, millions of rows of data. So there was a scenario where you need to analyze where you are uh, what are the accident zones inside the London city. So they took the variable, the brakes. So the what are the brakes? The brakes generate a lot of data. So the minimum to the maximum, they were taking the maximum value of the brakes applied. They took that sensor details, the touch sensor data, and they were analyzing if and most of the cars, say for example 60% of the cars were applied hard brakes on a particular location. So with that help of uh, data, they were able to analyze, oh, this is going to be the accident prone zone, and they placed a board saying that it's going to be an accident prone zone and drivers will need to be careful in the future. So this is how the problems will be, and the solutions where they have given these days. And like I said before, there are a lot of unstructured data as well. So storing the unstructured data, just I will give you the overview. So don't be overwhelmed with the technologies and the technical terms I'm using. That it's all very easy one. So you can easily search in the internet and you can learn. But these are the databases for storing the semi-structured data and unstructured data. So this is how the unstructured data will be there. It's not about going to be the Excel kind of rows and columns. So it's going to be some little clumsy. So these are the companies. So for structured data, you're using the structured query language. For unstructured data, you're going to use the no structured query language. So the database, the Couch database, these type of companies were using, and MongoDB, it's Mongo database. These type of companies are using, as you know, the AstraZeneca. These days, they were trying to produce a vaccine for the COVID-19, and AstraZeneca is one of the top player in producing a vaccine, and they were using the MongoDB database. So the pharmaceutical industries are playing a very big role uh, in these days, and the data science is one of the game changer for the pharmaceutical industries, especially. So you have a large amount of data. Say, for example, 1 GB of data, your computer can handle. 2 GB of data, your computer can handle. 500 GB of data, your computer, okay, even if it is slow, your computer might can handle. But what will happen if you have petabytes of data and you want to do the analytics, what I have shown you before by doing some beautiful visualization, beautiful graphs? You can't do that. So what is the basic principle of when handling such huge amount of data? So usual computing, 1 plus 1 is equal to your normal computer can handle. That is usual computing. So what distributed computing gives you is, I will store 1 in this computer, 1 in this computer, 1 in this computer, 1 in this computer, an addition program in this another computer, and my computer will give you the result. So instead of adding all the 3 ones in one single computer, I'm just going to store 1 in each and every computer, an addition program in a separate computer, and adding all these ones and summing it up and giving a result on my computer. That is my client computer. So this is what is called distributed computing. This is the basic principle of a big data solution. So as I was telling you before, companies are generating lot and lots of data every day, and our normal computers cannot handle and cannot able to uh, do analytics on top of it. The project which I have done before, the Belgium Rail project, it's a project with 2019 and 2020 data. That is very small data. Say, for example, it has only 2000 or 3000 rows that my Excel can handle, my computer can handle. But what if they gave a petabyte of data? I cannot handle it. So I will split the data into each and every part, and they'll do the analytics. So that is a problem. I have a lot of data, but I don't know what to do. That's a problem, big data problem. The solution is distributed computing. So I'm taking, say for example, 513 MB, my computer can't handle, but I'm just distributing 513 MB into different blocks, and I'm doing the computing. Say for the one which I told you before, I'm just this block 128 MB, I'm just storing in this computer, another 128 in this computer, so on average, I'm totaling it everything, and I'm producing the result. So if you are storing each and every part in different computers, you need to do the parallel processing. What is parallel processing means? 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. That you can do with your normal computer, your CPU, which either Intel one, Intel processor or anything, Mac processor or some, So that gives you 1 plus 1 is equal to. So I'm storing 1 on each and every system, but I want to do the computing. So each and every computer has a processor, and that processor has to work parallel so that I will get the result, the whole result. Say for example, this computer is adding, but this computer is not giving the one. This computer is giving. This computer is giving. I'm just losing another part of a data. So you need to be careful in choosing the parallel processing. So parallel processing will be like doing it everything in parallel and gives you some the result. So this is a very standard parallel processing framework which is used in big data technologies. You don't need to remember everything. You don't need to stress on more on these terms. Just bear with me with the basic principle. I want you to understand what is the difference between the usual computing and the distributed computing. That's it. And while the addition program which I told you before, that's come here. But so MapReduce is a program methodology that how we want to do the addition part. So these are the languages which they were used to do the addition part. So that's all you need to know. You need to. I'm not going in anything into deeper. That's the overview. Yeah. So I'm doing everything in parallel execution. I'm just giving the result to the client. That is my master system. So this is what is called. So if anyone asked you what is big data, everyone is talking about big data these days. And if someone asks you what is big data is all about distributed computing and parallel processing. That is what I want you to understand. Splitting the data and do the parallel processing. That's it. And these are the standard application: Kafka, Spark, and distributed file system. HDFS is nothing but distributed file system. And Apache is a software foundation where everything they are giving for free. Say for example, if you want a distributed file system, distributed file is nothing but splitting your data and storing in different files. So that gives by the Hadoop software, and the processing frameworks are given by the processing frameworks. So this is a typical big data if you know this architecture, you can also give a big data solution to any of the clients. So first you distribute the systems, and your MapReduce, as I said, is a parallel processing one, and this will allocate the files which go to which location. And these are the parallel processing frameworks, and these are the DBs, databases, which I told you before. So with this one, there's another project I done in my college where I gave some recommendation for the aviation industry at the time of the COVID situation. I just quickly go through this thing. So this data is I couldn't able to handle with my normal computer, so I distributed every data, and I did a parallel processing on top of it. So on and at the end, I got some results and some cool inferences I got. Say for example, if I want to take a flight in America from one place to another place, so which time I can book so that the delay is gonna be the minimum. So week 5 and week 4. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If I book a flight on Thursday and Friday, I can expect a less delay in reaching my destination. So this kind of visualization you can take and you can present to the client. So, and it's the best, busiest routes in USA and giving the best services. So if these are the busiest routes in USA, you can increase the flight numbers so that you can reduce the delays and other stuffs. So these kind of visualizations and everything I made out of it with the big data, the petabytes of data. So a good data scientist or a good data analyst, say for example that I was giving some recommendations, I was doing some cool stuffs in to the clients, but how I need to show I'm a guy, who want to market myself. In PSG, always, I don't think so. Sujata ma'am is still working with the PSG department. She always used to tell us, market yourself. You are the best competitor to others, and you have to market yourself among in the market, or else if you're not, if no one is taking you, then you are not selling yourself. So better market yourself. So Git is a repository where everything, even if you are doing some good robotics project, you can create a profile on the Git platform, and you can put all your excuse me, all your projects and recommendations that you are given to the client, and you just share your profile. Just it's gonna be like github.org pk94 project. So if I'm going for the interview, then the interview, everyone has a laptop. So hey, I'm a guy who did something this and this. So they need explanation, they need proofs. So I can give the link. Yeah, this is my link. Go and check my stuffs there. So the Git is one of the biggest advantages these days for market ourselves. So data mining, I think I'm running out of time. I'm sorry for more technical stuffs today. So data mining, I think last webinar, Danish told me that you had on, especially on artificial intelligence. So I guess you guys know well about artificial intelligence, machine learning, things, stuffs and like. So these are the commonly used artificial machine learning techniques which are used in data science, and I'm sure that these techniques where you are using in robotics projects as well. So I'm not going to take much deeper into this. I want to cover some details regarding my robotics projects as well, what I did in my coursework, so that it can be useful for you rather than going more into these stuffs. So believe me, I just want to add a sentence for you that you need to understand what is happening over there, what is happening behind the scene when you are applying some machine learning program. But machine learning itself is a two-line program, believe me. This is a package in Python. You just import the package, and everything is kind of a plug and play for you. Just you give the variables, and you can expect the result. So just machine learning is not a big terminology when like others are when others are telling, these days people are using machine learning a lot, and it's a basic max and two-line program. So this is another project we done. I think the same one. There are a lot of data sets are available in the market. You can take any data set and you can do your analytics, and you can give your own recommendation to the clients. So the data, it's not be cleaned every time. So you need to do some pre-processing techniques. Say, for example, there are some rows which will be missing. You need to know what data I need to fill by doing some statistics on top of it. So statistics is also important for the data science. So what statistics means, like if I want to analyze a variable, I want to understand what is the variable. Say, for example, if there is a age category here, so I want to know more. What is the minimum age? What is the maximum age? What is the mean age? The first quantile, the third quantile, so that I can get a better idea of what the data mean. So the statistics for better visualization, for better understanding, you can do some visualizations as well. So cloud technologies. So what is cloud? So what the one which I told you before, the applications, the softwares, and each and everything that you are doing in your computer, it's all in the cloud. So cloud is nothing but you are taking the software as a service. They have every software in the cloud. You just use the software and pay for the service. That's it. Cloud is not a big thing. If you understand the concept behind what is happening over there, you can explore cloud at any time. So for robotics and automation, especially for the robotics one, there are many predefined models in Azure. The Microsoft is providing many predefined models for automation, like what your robot has to take. Say, for example, your trained data set, like you were fixing all the more servo motors and connecting the circuits, and you have to train your model with the line, say black and white line. So all the trained models will be there in the cloud, and you need to import the trained data set and you need to feed into the robo. So likewise, the technology is going to the next level, and cloud is nothing but a platform which all the services which is given in the cloud you can pay and you can use the services. The terms and terminologies might be differ, but the concept is the same everywhere. So there's another project which I done. So boosting the success rate of the movie by analyzing movie clip using classification algorithm. So what I did is like I took all the movies ratings, views, likes, dislikes of a movie clip. When before the movie was released, I took all the details and I did some cool analysis on this to show uh, if you got this number of likes, this number of dislikes, this number of comments, this number of views in YouTube, then your movie gonna be a hit one. So I I scraped the data from the internet, from the YouTube, and I made a data frame. I put everything on a data set in a database, and I connected various big data services, and I I gave some recommendations for that. So here you can see uh, number of comments versus successes. So if the number of comments is high, the movie is gonna be the hit. So I was uh, doing some analysis with the IMDb likes and dislikes. So say here you can see if the IMDb rating is between 6 to 7, I would say. If the likes is high, it's gonna be the hit. The movie is gonna be the hit. So I trained this model with decision tree and random forest. These are popular machine learning algorithms, and my final score I got is 56% confidence. What this 56% confidence means, like, my model, if you give number of likes, number of dislikes in the machine learning algorithm, it will give you a result, either a hit or a flop. So I'm going to the movie director, I'm presenting my model. See, this is my model. You just release the trailer or movie clip in the internet, and according to the likes and dislikes, I was giving a recommendation. So your movie will gonna be a hit one. So he was asking how confident you are telling. I will say 56%. I'm confident about my result. 56% of percent of confidence I can tell you this gonna be the hit. Or you can increase the confidence level when you have a large number of data set that you are including lot of movie clips in your training data. So this interpretation and this score, everything I will get it from by applying machine learning on top of my data. So I think I'm going too much technical things, but I just want to make sure I'm giving an overview of what are the possibilities of the data science, and how you gonna apply the machine learning, or what is the role of machine learning things in data science. Yeah. Uh, Coming to my PhD tech project, this is one of the project I did for the mini one. So I think most of the guys are in second year. So third year you get a mini project. My suggestion would be like you have to be the best in the mini project. So that fourth year, in the starting of fourth year, many companies will come for the placements. So you need to talk. You need to give some. If you're doing some snake robot or core couple, believe me, know where you can go. You need some actual good project for showing to impress the employers. So have you ever been to the library where the journal sections were there? So electronics for user journal and many robotics automation journals were there. So they will publish a lot of research works on this. So you start. I would advise you to start reading those journals, say for one at a time, one at a day. So that you can get an idea what is happening over there and what type of project you can take for your mini ones and for the final ones. So I took a mini project, flexible automation for industrial transformers testing. So one of my friend has a transformer industry. in Coimbatore. So they were ordering equipment worth of 2.5 lakhs from China to test the transformer. They will make the transformer, but according to the input, how much output they are getting, how much accurate they are getting according to the temperature core of the transformer and other losses happen in the transformer. But believe me, this project we did within 30 or 40K with the help of Siemens PLC. So I'll just quickly go through this project so that if you are interested in this project, you can take it further. We did the project and uh, we presented this as a paper while in 2000. I'm not sure about the year. Yeah, this is the paper. Yeah, in 2015. So this is basically a dry type transformer where three phase, one phase. You can test the 3-phase transformer and you can test the 3-phase, 1-phase transformer as well. So I think you might have studied the analog and digital electronics in your second year. So the transformer is of 10 volts to minus 10 volts DC and 4 to 20 milliamps. So we're just giving in the input side and we're just stepping down and how much output we are getting. So we need to test that. So for example, if the customer is ordering, I need 50 transformers. Each and every time the guy has to test each and everything and he has to record manually. So we thought of automating it. So that system is already available in the market, but it's of high cost. So we thought of making it with a very less cost. So we made some progress. For the signal conditioning, we were using op-amp, and we were giving the DC signal from the AC to DC. We converted with the help of an op-amp, and for the single phase, we were just testing with human HMI modules in PLC, where instead of writing each and every time, the PLC acts as a microcontroller and it will give desired output in the paper. So we can print it out and we can submit. So this helps in a lot of ways, the PLCs ones. So for the 3-phase transformer, we are including the power as a input factor and we are testing that. So if you guys were interested, just go through this paper and we have given the future phase of the project by testing the core temperature of the transformer and the frequency measurement as well. So if you are interested in your mini project, if you're doing something, just go through this paper and you can contact me at any time. So this is what I did in my third year, and in the final year project, this is one of the very big project where we started from the third year itself by going by surveying an industry of where we can implement the automation one. So we did it in the 3-phase, the prototype one. It's a very simple one with the Arduino one. Just we need to pick and drop from one station to another. It's basically a garment industry where one line is completed. A special guy was appointed to take all the products from one place to another place. We just want to reduce the manual timing in making the process done, and we need to be quick enough for the product to get delivered. So we were thought of doing an overhead conveyor. So we were just this is one of the prototype model, and for the pilot model we were introducing PIC as a controller, and this is our final one. This is our pilot one, where this is a more sophisticated model than the previous one. So, and the final product is a CAD model where the actual system will look like this. So like this. So after completion of the product, the company was so happy and delivering this one, and they were giving offers at the same time. for one of our guys, and we had an opportunity to go to Sri Lanka at the time for an expo. So it's about how we were doing things. And this is a conceptual model of automated pattern stitching where just you need to give uh, the, the the measurements and the sizes in the microcontroller, and the microcontroller will, and the motors and the servo motors which we have placed in this arrangement will give you a stitch. So finally our product. So yeah, this is an actual one. So this is one. This is the final one. Like you need to feed your system and the servo motors which are attached, which give the exact pattern of stitching. So these two projects we have done in the final semester, and this is a very good one, and our department is also very happy with doing this project, and they gave award and recommendations and everything. So with that one, which actually helped me and my friend in getting offers in the universities in US and Canada. So I think I have given you enough detail about why I joined data science and what are the possibilities of data science and what you can do with the data. I just give an overview. I know this 1 hour is not sufficient to cover each and everything, but I would suggest for you to prepare to go with some good projects by looking at some good journals and make use of your time at your university and do some cool publications and always go with your professor advisors and you can the professors are very very reachable in PhD actually when you compare with other colleges. Is there anything you want to me to add? Any questions on how to get into masters? How, like, if you guys are interested, I can extend to the another 15 minutes. Is there any questions that you'd like to ask? Like, you can ask any questions. I'm ready to answer, either in Tamil or English.
Now, 1 minute now. I now request
Yeah,
all of you guys to ask questions and know more about data science and the study opportunities in Canada. Participants can ask your questions either by unmuting your mic or by posting questions in the chat box.
yeah. No more questions? Yeah, you can ask me anything like um, about my industry experience or how to do a project or how to start from the scratch. You can ask anything like any random club events, anything in either in the PAG or in Canada or anywhere. Oh, one guy messaged why you chose Canada. Yeah, that's a good question. So Canada is more of a hub for the IT companies and uh, for the data science especially. And when I was looking for to study in Ireland, and Ireland is also now it's booming, a booming market for IT, and as Accenture is one of the top company in these technologies, and they have the headquarters in Ireland. So I thought of going to Ireland first actually, but later I got an admit in Canada, and when looking opportunities in Canada as well, there is also enough IT over there, and the more I look, there's an immigration policies where you can stay more than 3 years with your work permit, with your study permit, and within over a year, it's very easy to get PR as well. So I was looking at the opportunities and the immigration policies as well. If you take the US, it's gonna be the mess. A lot of uncertainties are happening. I don't want to take a risk, so I chose Canada than going for any other country. Yeah. Any other question? what is the difference between data scientist and machine learning engineer? Well, machine learning engineer, I told you like they were only keen on doing modeling stuffs. Say for example, the data scientist will take care of all the uh, data stuff like the structured and unstructured data, how to store, how to do a pipeline, how to clean the data, and what are the requirements from the clients, and how to increase the profitability. But the machine learning in their stuff is like doing the predictive, doing the modeling stuffs. In modeling, in the sense, they can do the predictive modeling, they can do the classification modeling, and I think that might be for disturbances. Uh, yeah. So they can the machine learning engineer job was more kind of doing uh, that I showed you before, right? The 56% I can tell you that my data is giving you the confidence. So that kind of job they were machine learning engineers will do, and the cleaning stuff, the data cleaning and taking records of the clients, or done by the data scientist. So about universities in Canada, cost and how long you can stay after MS. Yeah, the most of the Canadian universities are good, and every university is in good at some technologies and fields. Say for example, my university is good at psychology, and even my department is comes under psychology faculty, because it's more of how we were dealing with the customers and predicting the customer mindset. So data science is good in my university. So if you take computer science, University of Toronto, University of Waterloo, those universities are good in computer science. So if you take any universities in Canada, all the universities are equally good, and it's about what field they are choosing is more important in a university. So cost and how long we can stay. Cost, it depends on each and every university again. So on an average, you will be paying 35 lakhs, 35 lakhs to 40 lakhs. Sometimes the university cost itself will be covering 35 lakhs on top of it, 10 lakhs for your expense per year. And how long we can stay after MS is, if you are studying a master's program in Canada, you can stay for 3 years. So you pursuing the other question, you pursuing MS after some years of work. It is better to do MS after work, particularly in the case of data science. Absolutely, this is a very important question. So data science is something you're dealing with the client, so you need some experience beforehand going in choosing the data science field. So yeah, of course, that some years of job experience will help you get a good university here in Canada or US, anywhere, and it's always better to do after some years of work. So how to get a website, how to get data from a website, as you did in UT. So there are some libraries in Python. Beautiful Soap is one of the good library in Python, where all the packages were inbuilt to scrape the data in terms of JavaScript data. So this one website, you can scrape data with the help of Scrapy. Scrapy is another Python tool, and Beautiful Soap is another good Python package for doing this. So Sanjay, if you want some sample codes and stuffs for scraping the website, I can ready to share with you. So what about automation industries in Canada? Do you have an opportunity to study and get placement there? So there is not much automation industries in Canada when you compare with other countries like US, Germany. But they do have some automation industry, but most of the jobs over here depend on IT, the information technology, and yeah. So do you have any opportunity to study in automation? Yeah, there are some programs, but again, you're just narrowing your field, and it's tough to get. And placement is depend on how you are studying, how you are expanding your network here. Can we connect with you anytime regarding data science? Of course, you can connect. I just in my LinkedIn network, LinkedIn ID. it's a professional network. I think most of the guys might have a LinkedIn. So this is my LinkedIn ID. You can ping me at any time. And if you're not having a LinkedIn, you just email to me in Gmail. So this is my Gmail. So you can, if you want any clarification regarding data science and studies abroad in Canada, especially, you can at any time you can connect with me. Yeah. So I think most of the questions were around choosing the universities, and that's good. Like I expected such questions from you guys. I think this session might have give you an overview of what is data science and what people are expecting from data scientists. Yeah, is there anything I can help you with, you guys?
Yes, Mr. Lekhan.
So always do some.
Bharat, you can start, Ra.
Yes. Everything in this world has an end or a destination, but knowledge sharing is an endless tribute. Thank you, sir, for this wonderful session. I thank all the participants who made use of this webinar. I request the participants to provide feedback at the link in the chat box. And on behalf of Robotics and Automation Engineering Association, I thank all faculties and student friends for making this series of webinars happen in an excellent way. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, Bharat, for the conclusion. Thank you all for listening to me very patiently. And yeah, if you have any doubt at any time, just ping me. I will happy to help. And I think another question that asked by Andrew, yeah, you can just connect me in the LinkedIn. I can happy to help.